This is an inmate, inmate that has been on the run for quite some time. If you can. Yes, ma'am. Your thoughts on Antoine Massey being here on your property?
I don't know what's going on, sir. I don't know. I really don't.
Gotcha.
Are you shocked?
I'm very shocked, yes. I don't want to be on the news. Like,
Yes.
I don't know what's going on. Where's the police? I don't even know what's happening. I get a call and I'm just coming and everything's over. Like, I really don't know. All I know is they found the guy here and that's it. I don't know what's going on.
Were the police here when you got here?
I just got here right now. I don't see no one here but you all.
So it was cleared
So
out?
I don't know. I mean, I can open the gate out.
Yeah, Katie, I believe it has mostly cleared out from what we can see here from the 9400 block of Strolitz Street. We're told Antoine Massey's around 6 weeks on the run have come to a close now. And we actually checked the distance from Orleans Justice Center, and we're only about 1.5 miles away. So after over a month on the run, he was located here on Strolitz Street in the Holly Grove neighborhood. We're told multiple law enforcement agencies were involved in this arrest. We're also told that he did not put up any kind of fight. Now, NOPD is going to have the latest information on this arrest and on the inmates on the run tonight at 5:30. And of course, WWL is going to have our Lily Cummings there. So we'll learn more about how the arrest went down here on Strolitz Street in Holly Grove. Now, that, of course, just leaves Derek Groves left on the run. This makes 9 of the 10 inmates that escaped Orleans Justice Center back in May captured. So now 6 weeks after big development, I believe this is actually 6 weeks to the day or very close to it. And again, found just about 1.5 miles away from the Justice Center. So we're looking forward to learning more details about this arrest. But again, for what we know now, Massey did not put up a fight with law enforcement, and he was arrested here on the 9400 block of Strolitz Street. Like I said, law enforcement appear to have cleared out of this area, but hopefully we'll learn more now that we know there were multiple law enforcement agencies involved. I'm sure when this arrest happened, it was a heavily patrolled area. So as we get those updates, we will keep you updated. And again, this is, around 6 weeks since that escape. So we're looking forward to hearing what the NOPD has to say tonight at 5:30.
And you already know, on this channel, we hold racist, Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we get in this video, if we don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. Yes, some enslaved people in New Orleans did successfully escape and were not caught, while others were not so fortunate. Many escape attempts were made, some successful, some ended in recapture and punishment. Many escape attempts failed, and runaway slave ads in newspapers frequently sought the capture and return of fugitives, often offering rewards. Make that make sense. And I told y'all, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Back in January, the Bourbon Street attack, when these innocent people was murdered, 18 hours later, they had a football game. 18 hours later, they opened up Bourbon Street like nothing ever happened. And I said that the karma will be real. So for the officials and the politicians in New Orleans, karma is here. There's going to be a lot of people that's getting fired if they don't catch Derek and Antoine. Tell me I'm lying. And this the cold part. They try to get Antoine's family to bait him to turn himself in, because I told y'all, $50K to some people is like $1 million. They had his people on the news fake crying just to bait him in to turn himself in. The same people that's not going to help him get a lawyer to fight his case. Then they had a fake ass pastor who tried to bait him in to turn himself in. And he damn sure ain't going to help with a lawyer, because I told y'all, a lot of these pastors work for the CIA. Matter of fact, run a tape.
Family members of Massey say they have no idea where he could be, and they're begging him to surrender.
Your little son is asking for his dad. He don't know where you may be, and I don't want to keep on wondering where you may be.
Antoine, I'm begging you, son. I'm broken. Please get in touch with Reverend Brown, your grandfather, your aunties, your sister, somebody, and turn yourself in. I need you. I cannot do this, son.
Breaks your heart. Crime Stopper says the reward for information leading to an arrest is now $50,000 per fugitive.
Make that make sense. And all a man wants is a fair trial. But let's be real. If he turn himself in, they gonna torture him every day and throw him in Angola, because this how much they spending to catch him every single day. So you think they gonna let that slide? Hell no. They gonna torture him every single day. And the same people that's begging Antoine to turn himself in gonna be the same people when he in prison, they gonna be asking for that 50K, because look, let's be real. Once you in prison, people don't really give a damn about you. It's probably one or two people that really care about you, but for the most part, they don't give a damn. They want that 50K. I told y'all the game is cold. And now let's move on to Derrick Groves. First, you murder his grandmother. Then you only pay his family $1.5 million after 30 years. Then you frame him. And in 2025, you're still harassing his family. Run the tape.
A second New Orleans home searched by U.S. Marshals in less than 24 hours as investigators work to close in on escaped inmate Derrick Groves.
Yeah, and that's as the two remaining jail escapees have been on the run for more than 1 month now. WDS reporter Shay O'Connor explains that law enforcement searched a house to see if Groves has been in contact with his family. Shay?
Good evening to you, Stella and Julia. Family members tell me they just don't want these visits to escalate in any way. They tell me that they do not know where Derrick Groves is. They also described to me what happened after hearing law enforcement knocking on their door earlier this morning.
So when I opened the door, it had like 12 cars. People, marshals out with their guns. This sad.
Jasmine Groves, the aunt of escaped inmate Derrick Groves, took this video showing the large police presence around her home.
I told them, babies in the house. I met them at the sidewalk, and one of them with the shield, and the guy got behind him, and they're ready to go in. I said, you. Now this is where I draw the line.
U.S. Marshals say they searched the home with permission and did not make any arrests.
I don't know where he at. I haven't spoke with him. I don't even try to Google my contact.
Convicted killer Derrick Groves and Antoine Massey remain on the loose. For the most part, Groves has been largely unspotted since the escape. U.S. Marshals tell WDSU they went to the home to re-interview a close acquaintance of Groves.
Well, I'm not saying that the people today were not honest. They were, actually. But we have had issues in the past where people have blatantly lied to us, and the person's been in the residence or at least nearby.
Marshals say they brought a large police presence in case they found Groves.
No, he haven't tried to contact me. Obviously, y'all don't know. Because, you know what I'm saying? So I'm asking, what is the relevance?
And Groves was convicted of murder last October. As we know, Groves and Massey are still on the loose. $50,000 for information on each. If you do know anything at all, you're being urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Reporting live from OJC, Shay O'Connor.
And look, before I go, I have to be honest. I wish they had the same energy and the same outrage when the tables are reversed. When cops murder innocent black people, treat them like criminals. When these doctors in hospitals murder black women while they're in labor on purpose, treat them like criminals. When these universities and prisons team up and steal organs, treat them like criminals. When these racist Caucasian people take pictures of dead bodies of black people in sundown towns, treat them like criminals. And I can go on and on. All I'm saying is keep the same goddamn energy, partner.
In particular, that he may not have gone far. We saw that previously he posted a video of himself on social media that was identified as a house near the fairgrounds, which was promptly descended upon by the law enforcement agencies. He had not been there, so assumed that whenever he videotaped that, it was sometime earlier before he posted it. But that gave them an idea that he probably had not fled across state lines or anything further. What is interesting, we've seen in many of these other escapees, accomplices arrested, booked with accessory to the escape. Right now, no such other whereabouts. Who did he trust? Well, apparently, I don't know if it was him letting his guard down or somebody deciding 50,000 was just too tempting to pass up, but it was in fact a Crime Stoppers tip. And Brian Fair, the spokesman for the U.S. Marshal Service, said that that reward will be collected by the tipster.